Where are you? I am in the house. I am on the table. I am outside. I'm standing just beside you. When are you coming? I will be home in 10 minutes. I will be home at 4 o'clock. I will not be home till the evening. So, do you understand that we are using these different kinds of words like on, in, outside, at, for, until? These are called prepositions. Prepositions are extremely important in English grammar, and you will not be able to form sentences without prepositions. So, welcome everybody. I am Anika Zareen from Blue Brain, and today we are going to start with prepositions. So first, let us understand what exactly prepositions do. Okay, so prepositions can be certain phrases, but mostly these are words. Okay, these are small words which form a connection between a noun or a pronoun with the rest of the sentence. Okay, so for example, if you say a little girl, okay, there's a little girl, and where is she? There's a little girl under the tree. Okay, so here we have two nouns, girl and tree. We are kind of connecting the two nouns using a preposition under. And what is it denoting? It is denoting the space or the position of that girl. So the girl is sitting under the tree, right? Or there are apples inside the box. So apples and box being joined with inside. Okay, joined not in the sense that there are like two separate entities. It's like we are forming a connection, we are forming a relationship between these two nouns. Okay, there can be pronouns as well. So let's say she is on the bed, she's sitting on the bed, right? So she and bed, she is a pronoun, bed is a noun, and we are joining it, or we are forming a relationship between these two pronouns and noun into like using what? On. Okay, where is she sitting? She's sitting on the bed, right? So we can use a lot of prepositions in order to indicate a lot of things. Okay, but for your benefits and for your own understanding, I have actually English grammar has divided these prepositions into different categories. The first category is the preposition of time. Then comes preposition of place. Then there is preposition of manner. Okay, preposition of manner. There are prepositions of instruments, agents, time, or I have already said time. So there are different categories, and we will be looking into all these categories in detail. Okay, but first and foremost, we have to understand these two things because these are probably the most important. Okay, preposition of time and preposition of place. Okay, so let's get started with it. First, preposition of time. Okay, so there can be different types of prepositions which can be used in order to denote time. Okay, so the first three are probably the most essential and the most common prepositions of time: in, on, and at. Now be very attentive now because you will have to use these in very specific conditions. The first is in. Okay, whenever we have a larger duration of time, okay, let's say years or centuries, we will be using in. So I was born in the year 2000. Okay, or the first World Cup was held in, I don't really remember, but let's say 1984. Okay, so in 1984, in 2000. Okay, sometimes we use these like when we are saying seasons. Okay, in winter we wear sweaters, in the monsoon we carry umbrellas, right? So in for seasons, for years, for centuries. Okay, these. So sometimes we can also use it for months. So I was born in June. We will be moving to Canada in July. Okay, so in. So for what are we using the preposition in? Years, centuries, generations, months, seasons. Okay, next we come to on. On, a little bit more specific. Here, when we denote days and dates, okay, days and dates, we go to school on Monday. Okay, I will come to your place on Tuesday. Okay, so days we use this, and for dates as well. Okay, so the exam starts in June on 20th. Okay, in June but on 20th, right? Then we come to at. At we are using for exact time. Okay, so I will come home at 4 p.m. Please meet me at 8:30 in the evening. Okay, here I used another preposition, in the evening, in. So whenever we are talking about any part of the day, so morning, evening, afternoon, night is an exception. I'll come to that. So in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. But with night, it's always at night. We should sleep early at night. Okay, at night. Not in night, nothing. In the evening, in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. Okay, so these are some different kinds of prepositions of time. Okay, so if I give you certain sentences, will you be able to use the correct preposition of time using these three? Of course you will, because I kind of tried to explain it and I hope you have understood as well. But let's test us. Yes, let's get started. Okay, the first one. Okay, so here we have time given. We have lunch dash 2 p.m. So correct, at 2 p.m. Next. In summers, it's very hot. Okay, in summer. Next. Yes. So there is a party dash Wednesday. On Wednesday. Right? So you have understood the different usages of in, on and at. Now we have some more. Okay. Next is since. Okay. So since is a preposition which denotes like from a starting point. Whenever we have a starting point of time given and something is still happening. Okay. So an occurrence, it has started at some given point and it is still happening. Then we are going to use since. So I have been living in India since 2000 or since I was born. Okay, since I still live in India. Okay, or my family lives abroad since the last year. Okay, so they shifted abroad in the last year and they have been living there since that point of time. Okay, so any kind of date, year, any concept of time, like let's say last year, next day, tomorrow, not next day, tomorrow, I'm sorry, like any kind of past reference of time, we are going to use since. This is only when we have a starting point of time and the action is still happening. When we have an ending point of time, okay, end point, okay, then we are going to use till or until. Okay, so I will be here till 9 o'clock, or I will be here till September. So I have like some action is going on and it is going to happen till that specific point of time. You can both use until and till. It does not really make a lot of difference. Okay, but till, it has double L, T-I double L. But until, it has a single L. until, right? Next, when we have a duration of time, a range of time has been given. Okay, so something is like I can say I have been teaching for 7 years now. Okay, now pay attention. If I say I have been teaching since 7 years and I have been teaching for 7 years, what is the difference that you can understand? Can you tell me? Okay, I'll tell you. So, the first one, when I say I have been teaching since 7 years, that means I started teaching when I was 7 years old. But when I say I have been teaching for 7 years, that means like I am 21 right now. So, I started my teaching profession 7 years ago. So, it has been 7 years, it's a duration. So, for is given only when we have a duration to express. Okay, next, when we have both starting as well as ending point. Okay, so the class starts, or let's say the class is from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, so starting point is 8 a.m., ending point is 12 p.m. From and to are used. Okay, from and to. Okay, now we have three more important prepositions of time, which are, first, it is during. Okay, so during, duration sounds similar, right? So during is used when we are expressing the course of time. Okay, so if I say I ate a lot during my vacation and I gained so much weight, right? So during, what did I do during the vacation? I ate a lot. Okay, please do not talk during the class. This is something you have heard a lot, right? I hope not. But okay, so during the class, so when the class is going on, you're not supposed to talk. Okay, so during. Next comes before. Okay, so I am doing something before a particular time. So my mom said to be home before the evening. Okay, so before evening strikes or before the sun sets, I'll have to be home. Okay, or you can say I have to submit this project before Friday. Okay, before Friday arrives, so your last date is on Thursday, right? And the opposite of it is after. Okay, so something that you're going to do after certain action. So I will go home after my classes. I will eat lunch after maybe completing my homework, right? So after. Okay. So here were almost all. It's probably like impossible to cover all the prepositions, but here are some of the like most essential prepositions of time that you will be needing, right? So let us do a quick exercise using all these prepositions of time. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the first one. The train leaves dash 2 hours. Okay, so here you have like again a little bit duration of time, but at the same time you have some time left before the train leaves. So you'll have to say the train leaves in 2 hours. Okay, so if it is 10 o'clock right now, the train will be leaving at 12 o'clock. Okay, at 12 o'clock. Next. Okay, so the party starts dash 7 p.m. dash evening. Okay, first you will use at, and the second blank you will use in. So the party starts at 7 p.m. in the evening, right? Next. Okay, so me and my friends ate lots of mangoes during our summer holidays. So during, okay, in the course of your summer holidays, you ate a lot of mangoes, or we ate a lot of mangoes. Next. Okay, so here I have an order that I should complete doing the dishes before the clock strikes 4. So complete the dishes dash the clock strikes 4. Okay, since here there is a time limit, we are not going to use after. Okay, so it's like something that I have to do before only. So before the clock strikes 4. Next. Okay, so here again, it's like you can use both before as well as after. So here my mom again has said to be like home or to return before the sun sets, or it can also happen that yeah, she has given me the permission to return home after the sun sets. Okay, and the last one. Okay, so dash Christmas we see Santa Claus. Dash Christmas we see Santa Claus. Okay, here we are going to use at Christmas. Okay, but if the word was Christmas Day, then we would have used on. So it's either at Christmas we see Santa Claus or on Christmas Day we see Santa Claus. Okay, right. Now we are done with the prepositions of time. We are going to move forward with the next category, which is prepositions of place. Now you will find a lot of similar or exactly the same prepositions being used in different contexts. Okay, but please do not get overwhelmed. Here I will again explain you the context and then you can easily use them. Now, prepositions of place also have in, on and at. Alright, but it is used in different contexts. The first one, which is in. Okay, in is generally used to denote bigger spaces. Okay, country, continent, hemisphere, cities, sometimes, okay, states, regions, or if it is inside of something, okay, or some abstract concept. So, firstly, I live in India. We live in the Asian continent. I live in Delhi. You live in Kolkata. Then we are using, what did I say? Inside of something. Okay. So I saw a picture in the book. I saw my reflection in the mirror. Okay. The apples are in the box. Okay. You will find maybe the books in the bag. Right. Then when we are using some abstract concept. So I have fallen in love. Okay. So here were some usages of in. Okay. Then we come to on. Okay. On is again we are referring something which is like on something. Okay. So the book is on the table. Okay. Here you'll have to pay attention that whenever there is no spatial difference between the two objects, okay, or the two nouns as we can say, then we are going to use on. Now, the dog is on the wall. The dog jumped over the wall. Okay, so over means that the dog did not really touch or stay on the edge of the wall. He moved. Okay, so there's a certain gap. So let's say this the dog and he's jumping, right? As you can see, there's the dog and he's jumping over the wall or over the fence, whatever. Okay, the book cannot be over, like it cannot fly, right? So the book is on the table. Okay, in the same way we can use under. Okay, again under also generally means like there is certain gap. You can say that it is the opposite of over. Okay, so if I say the book is under the table, it moves under. It's not over. Sorry, it's not on. It's under. Okay, so under something. Or the river flows under the bridge. Right? The river flows under the bridge. Okay. Yes. Next, we have at. At again, remember, for time, we also use it for exact time. For this preposition of place as well, exact location is used. Okay, so if I give you my address, okay, let's say I live at 786 Main Street. So if you search this location 786 Main Street, you will locate where I am exactly right now. Okay, so at. Or we are having dinner at the dining table. Okay, there is another thing, whenever we are using home, okay, the word home, we usually use at home. Okay, so I will be at home in the evening. Okay, in that sense, home is usually used with the preposition at. Got it? Okay, now we have some more prepositions of place which we will do right now. Now we have, like, if I'm standing right, like near you, okay, I will be saying I am standing by you. Okay, or on your side, I can say beside. So maybe I have kept the cup beside me, or on the table beside me. Okay, I have kept the cup on the table beside me. Okay, or so basically for inanimate objects we will be using beside. Okay, but for like animate objects as well, like I can say I am standing beside the building. Okay, so there's the building and I am standing beside it. Okay, that can also be used. But by is not generally used for inanimate objects, not generally, I'm saying. Okay, so that is something that you have to remember. Okay, so I'll always stand by you, that means I'll always support you. Okay, so in that sense. Then when we have to denote something like on a lower or a higher position, okay, lower or a higher position, then we are going to use below or above. Okay, so you have noticed something, like if you've seen maybe something written. Okay, so like please find the examples below, right? So something on a lower position, so lower position we are going to use below. For a higher position we are going to use above. Yeah, above and below. And when we have to show that there is like an ascending movement, then we are going to say up. So the girl is walking up the stairs, the boy is walking down the stairs. Uphill, downhill, right? So in that sense. So these were again our prepositions of place. So let's do some exercises and brush our memory. Okay, all right. The first one. Okay, we are walking dash the street. Okay, here you can say on. Okay, because again, of course, you cannot walk over the street, you'll have to walk on the street. Okay, next. Howrah Bridge is dash river Ganges. So Howrah Bridge is over river Ganges, because there is a spatial difference, right? The water surface and the bridge, it does not coincide. So over. Okay. Next. Yes. The ducks are swimming dash the water. In the water. Okay. In the water. Or you can also say on the surface of the water, if surface is good. On the surface of the water. Okay. Next. The fox jumped dash the fence. Over the fence. Absolutely correct. Next. Okay. Rima will meet her friend dash the restaurant. Here you can say at the restaurant. Okay. Next. Okay. So here the children are standing in front. Okay. So in front of the school. So there is the school behind and they're standing in front. Okay. In front of the school. Or we can also say there is the school behind the school children, right? Behind. So in front of and behind. These are the two things that I forgotten to tell you, but please note these right now. Next, my best friend lives dash London. In London. Absolutely. And if I say my best friend lives dash Goa, in Goa. But if I say my best friend lives dash, let's say 123 Gurgaon Road with the pin code given, then what will you say? Of course, Goa and Gurgaon. But please, I'm not good in geography, so please spare me. Okay. Yes, so here it will be at because an address is given, right? So with this, we are done with the prepositions of place as well. I hope you have understood the whole thing, okay? Because here you'll have to remember a lot of things, and I do not want to pressurize you that much. So we will keep the lesson till here, okay? There are some more prepositions that we will have to do. There are some more convolutions, okay? But for now, remember these two categories are something that you'll have to practice more and more, okay? So we have understood what prepositions are, why prepositions are used, and the two main categories of prepositions, which are prepositions of time and prepositions of place. Okay, so with this we come to the end of the class. I hope you have understood more or less. If you have not, please go through the whole video again, note down all the prepositions, and if you find some more prepositions, add them to the list. Okay, and also write in which case or in which situation these prepositions are used. And remember to always think of prepositions with examples. Otherwise, there is some some confusion still, it remains behind. Okay, so do all these things, keep practicing, and we will meet you in the next class. Bye bye.